Hi guys, welcome to Fans YouTube. My name is Ahmed and joining me is Daniel. How are you doing, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm good. Ahmed, thank you for having me. How have you been? How's been the weekend?
I'm fine. Fine. I said we've not really spoken about these Euros and the group stage phase is coming to an end. So I was like, okay, why don't we talk about the Euros? Let's talk about a few things about the Euros. How far? Hope you enjoyed the competition.
Oh yeah, so far so good. I think will I say the Euros have improved a lot in terms of gameplay. We've seen a couple of teams play exceptionally well. Just finished watching the Scotland Hungary game. I think Hungary has actually been decent this tournament thus far. A couple of other things have sort of sprung up. I also saw the Germany Switzerland game. I actually didn't expect uh, Switzerland to sort of like take the challenge to Germany. Yeah, Germany created a lot of chances, but there was really nothing clear cut. So largely, I think the Euros have seen a lot of countries play better football. I think I can say it's maybe the best. I mean, in the probably like in the last two three tournaments, this probably have been the best so far in terms of our gameplay. And then the organization also. I give it to Germany. I hear a lot of you know, security has actually been top notch. Probably maybe the issue has just been that fans are complaining about the time it takes actually to finally get into the stadium, but like security have actually been beefed up. A lot of things have actually, been done by the German FA to ensure safety of fans, safety of people throughout the period of the tournament. Also to also ensure that everybody has a wonderful tournament. So in all, for me, it's been actually a fine outing thus far. Uh, you know, France, drew their game. It wasn't really expected. Stuff like that. I just, here and there, a bit of a little bit
Are you
of.
expecting France to beat Netherlands? Netherlands are in good form now. So
Yeah, I understand that, but I think that the French team are maybe just a notch,
ahead.
ahead. So I actually expected them to maybe not a convincing win, but I thought probably might be like a win with a goal margin, either 1-0, 2-1 sort of a thing. But that's it, right?
Okay, before we talk about before we go to our next talking points, I want us to talk about Lukaku. How unlucky has Lukaku been this time?
Woo! I think it's been three goals cancelled for him. 3 goals cancelled, right?
Lukaku has scored 3 goals. All cancelled. It's either offside or even the one against Romania. The one against Romania. I think the offside was so like I don't even know what to say. I don't know the measurement, but it was very, very, very close. Against what's the name of this team? Against Slovakia, right? Slovakia.
Yeah, that's the first
side.
It was
and the other one handball. Yeah. Offside.
Yeah.
So and you know that Lukaku is your guy now. So I wanted you to talk about Lukaku.
Yeah.
Because this is not the first time it's happening.
This
is not the first time it's happening. In the Champions League final against Man City. Same thing. Lukaku, very unlucky player.
It's a shame, it's sad for Lukaku, and for those of us who are Lukaku's fan through and through, like we are diehard Lukaku fans. For me, Lukaku can almost never do wrong. You know this. For me, I still rate him, highly. He's I think he's about he has 50 goals more than the next highest scoring Belgian. The guy has done it. He has done it in England. He has done it in Italy. Come on. He's doing it in the countryside. Lukaku is just that. He's one of those people whom whatever happens to them or whatever they do, sort of like is nitpicked, and a lot of news is made around it, and we are all human beings, we're emotional beings. Sometimes he's able to withstand this pressure, sometimes he breaks, and it's normal when you have almost the whole world, billions of fans across the world talking football, discussing you at a given period, it tells. But then for me, Lukaku is such a shame. It's just hard luck, you understand. That doesn't speak about the kind of player he is, the kind of striker he is. Actually, a very prolific striker.
Or this is the
No, it's not curse. It's not curse. It's just one of those things that happen. You understand? I think in our lives, largely, there are one or two things, or that almost never sticks together for us. In whatever sphere. Maybe in family or in business, in school or whatever, there is that subject, that instructor, that teacher, that situation, that colleague or that boss or something. It just happens. Like for him, this is it. Sometimes like he does everything. He's always in the right positions. He makes the Lukaku runs. Like look at Lukaku, I say, I've said it a couple of times. Like one of the best central forwards in terms of running channels. Lukaku knows how to run. He knows how to hold the ball up. He knows how to bring the ball up himself. We've seen Lukaku countless times, do a lot of great things like, leading the counter on the forefront, charging through defenders, 3-4 defenders, scoring some beautiful goals on left foot, right foot. Even as a winger in Manchester United, when he was, he was played as a winger a couple of games, gave assists and score goals and all that. So for me, Lukaku is just one of those things. It doesn't speak to the class of striker he is. He's actually, for me, a top striker. That's my opinion. I live with it. I die with it. Nothing is going to change it. I'm a huge Lukaku fan. And I really do hope that, Belgium winning the game last night sort of like opens the door. It sort of brings, a fresh air into the team largely, and sort of like opens the door for them to go further in the tournament. Nothing so much is expected from the Belgian team in terms of going all through to the finals and winning it. But then if it happens, fine, because I think it was the last Euros they were expected to sort of like win it. But, I would like to say the last two Euro outings, and it never really happened for them, sort of, when the Hazards and, all of those guys were there. They sort of like, tag the golden generation of the Belgian football. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for Lukaku. But it's not really been a great game for central forwards, a great tournament rather for central forwards. Some of the central forwards haven't really been scoring so much. I think most of the goals have been coming from the flanks and the midfielders. Yeah, there's I don't know. Is it that there's better job right now being done by teams in defensive transitions, being compact and all that, trying to also track runs of central forwards and all that. So like it goes to show that probably a lot of managers have done a lot of assignments on the teams they are playing. I want to believe that we will see more central forwards scoring as the tournament ages, as we begin to go. We'll begin, because it becomes like a loose end game. It's more like win it all. So we'll have seen more chances being created. More teams going to be sort of like on the front foot, pressing. So that's what I believe from what I've seen so far. Because the so-called lesser teams, whatever, in terms of their caliber of players and all that, have been more compact. But so a lot of goals have been coming from outside the box. I think so far I have like about 7 goals scored from outside the box now, like hundreds volleys and strikes. Beautiful goals. I think Güler's goal, the Turkish guy, for me, still number one up until now so far. So that's it. That's it for the Euros so far. It's been an exciting tournament, if you ask me. I think I've watched almost all the games so far. I've been able to see all the games.
And that will lead us to our next talking point. So we've watched like the 2 rounds of the group stage, and the last round is the group A just ended. So tomorrow, so we've watched 2 rounds. So looking at all the teams now, which team has impressed you the most in the Euros?
Impressed me the most? Portugal.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I think Portugal is really stacked. It's a balanced thing. Goalkeeper, balanced. Central back, 41-year-old Pepe, doing amazingly well. I doff my hat. They have some excellent. They have a lot of options. There are dynamics on the left and right backs. You can choose to go with a Diogo Dalot and what's this other guy who plays in PSG, the the black guy. You can tweak it up. We've got up front, we've got Rafael, we've got the Wolverhampton lad, who came on the sub and assisted the goal. In the midfield, you've got like a mix of proper blend, a very beautiful blend in that midfield. So for me, I think I'm seeing Portugal going through to probably maybe the semis and even maybe the final. I'm tipping the finals to be, I'm seeing Germany, Portugal, or France, Portugal final. Sort of. That's what.
Portugal has impressed you the most. Have you really watched Spain?
Oh yeah, but if you look at if you look at Spain, it's sort of expected. It's expected.
No. Don't say it's expected. No.
Spain, hold on. I said
everybody didn't expect Spain to be this dominant in games.
So now this is it.
If you look at their last performance in the World Cup, and even I think with the last Euros, they were not really. Yeah, the last Euros, they dominated a little, but their performance in the last World Cup, people wrote them off before these Euros. People wrote them off. But now, with the way they played against Italy and Croatia, man, Spain is a team to be scared of.
Now, I tell you something. This is why I'm picking Portugal ahead of them. Like, in Europe, there were talks about the Spanish team, but there was massive neglect for the Portuguese side. They were not even really considered. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They were almost not really talked about, the Portuguese side. The question about the Spanish side was how far would they go, how well would they? Because if you follow the qualifier, Spain have actually played exceptionally well. I think Portugal is the only team also. Portugal also did exceptionally well. I think they are the only team that had 100% record upon qualifying to the tournament. But yet, not much sort of like interest or focus was shown towards them. But if you look at the Spanish side, they have been discussed largely in the press within Europe. Obviously, some amazing young talents you get. Inaki, Yamin Lamau, all these lads. I agree, we didn't expect them to dominate, but if you look at the games, there were games they were expected to win. You expect them to win Croatia. If you look at Croatia since after the World Cup final, the finals they made, they've sort of like been shadows of themselves. If we want to be realistic about both sides, but then from the last World Cup,
people are expecting
If you look at Spain, building up to these, Euro finals, I think the Spanish team is considered rather to have been maybe a more balanced team. There was like how will the Portuguese team score? How will they create goals? Oh, they've got like Cristiano Ronaldo. He has been playing in Saudi Arabia. A lot of sort of like cold show that was given, but emphasis on Spain. They were considered. They were on the ranking. I think they were placed. I'm sure they were placed ahead of Portugal. So for me, Portugal has. Before the Euro, the kickoff, I told you that I'm sensing Portugal will do exceptionally well. So like Spain, inexperience may count against Spain, but let's see. I'm not so sure, but I'm thinking, but they are so good on the ball. They are so good on the ball. They are stabbing their opponents the ball. They are stabbing and they are quick. 6-7 seconds to pounce on the opponent. The moment they lose possession, they go pop. And they want to get the ball back and all that. So I'm thinking, let's see how well they will do as they progress. Because one beautiful thing about going on to the next rounds, the rounds of 16s and 18, it's an entirely different football that's being played there. Because that's where you meet teams on sort of like on a balance. That sort of like match themselves on paper also in terms of player qualities and experiences through the years. So we'll see what happens. Yes, Spain, I think I forgot. Yeah, Spain, actually, I'll agree with you. But for me, it's Portugal. But then I think second to Portugal, I'll go Spain. I'll go Spain. Remember Morata. Morata somehow, I don't know why Morata plays exceptionally well for the Spanish national team, but never really clicks for him on the club side. I really don't understand.
So last season he did very well with Atletico Madrid. He did very well.
But he still, Atletico still wants to let him go. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. He's Juve are considering having him back and all that. I really don't know what's it with him and clubs. But then coming to country football, it's always a beauty to watch Morata, how he runs, how he holds the ball, how he progresses the ball, his decision making. He sort of like plays, from a relaxed position when he's playing for the Spanish side. But I really don't know what happens. But Spain after Portugal, right? Spain, I agree. Spain after Portugal for me. Yeah.
So our next talking point is which player has impressed you the most?
Ooh.
I know this is going to be a difficult one because a lot of players have really performed this Euros. So I know that this one will be difficult. But I have one in mind. I have one already in mind. No, I will not tell you.
Declan Rice.
Which Declan Rice?
It's coming home, brother. It's coming home.
Declan Rice. I beg.
No. So, sorry, that was just a dig at the English side. That was just a dig at the English side. Some of my English mates are going to, when they see this, they are going to come.
The country that has disappointed me the most is England. Among these top countries is England.
No, not really. I never.
Because I was expecting them to be. I was expecting them to be very hot.
I was having some chats with my colleagues and prior to I think it was 3-4 days to the kickoff of the tournament. Like we were sort of like analyzing the team and like sort of their journey so far and all that, and we all agreed. Me and my mates were like, we aren't expecting so much from the English national team. The whole idea of playing Trent Arnold and then coming to say that. Yeah, Calvin Phillips. Like, are you nuts? Are you running nuts?
Imagine he's missing Calvin Phillips.
Let's be honest. Calvin have never even. When was the last time he kicked the football for the Three Lions? Like, what has he even done in the Three Lions jersey? Like, to qualify him as that caliber of player that you're saying his absence is being missed in the Three Lions. You've got Kobe Mino for crying out loud. You've got a lad from Crystal Palace for crying out loud. You can play a pivot. You can go Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice, and then probably have Phil Foden on the 10. Have Saka playing out there. Then let's see Gordon. You have Gordon on the bench. You can play. You can even play Watkins. You can play Watkins on the left wing. Just to create a better dynamics. You've got Gordon on the bench. You've got Palmer on the bench, and you've got Kobe Mino, press resistant Kobe Mino, and you're chatting about Calvin Phillips, who hasn't played football, but for only God knows how long, who struggled even in West Ham. Let's not forget that upon signing for Manchester City, he barely even played before he picked an injury. He went to the World Cup. He never really played. He came back from the World Cup. Man added massive weight, which led to him being, sort of like sidelined by Pep. And then you're chatting Calvin Phillips. But then back to your question, I'll be honest with you. It's quite very difficult for me to that I would say have impressed me. Yamal, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll go Yamal because of his age. I think Inaki is 21. Am I right? Inaki is 2021, and Yamal is 19. So probably I'll just go Yamal of Spain.
I'll go with Jamal Musiala. He has impressed me in this Euros.
I think that could be debated if you ask me.
Yeah, that's why it's my choice. You have your choice.
Yeah, because
that's why I said which player has impressed you the most. I mean, which player is the best
obviously, it's an individual opinion, right? Yeah, it's an individual opinion, right? Rightly said. So, it's an individual opinion, rightly so. Yeah. It's actually not a bad name to be put on the list. If you ask me, Inaki, I'm not going to the Musiala, obviously. Yeah, I think these three, any one of them can, go ahead to, if any of them gets, like, there's an award for the probably most impressive young lad or whatever, if any of them wins it, I think it's not going to be debated. Yeah, but then Lamine Yamal, for me, yeah.
Okay, Lamine Yamal for you. Me, I'll go with Jamal Musiala. So finally, before we go, let me just ask you this final one before we run. Okay, we've all watched the 2 rounds of the group stage games.
Yeah.
So now, who are you tipping for the for the Euros? Who do you feel win the Euros? Yeah, I know that the knockout phase is a different ball game entirely. But after watching the first 2 rounds, who are you giving it to? I'm giving it to France. I still feel France will win these Euros. I still feel France will win these Euros.
A part of me, maybe as a result of individual preference, I'll say Portugal, but that's me being sentimental. And if I want to be critical, I'll go Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you choosing Germany? I understand Portugal, but Germany, are you looking at them because they are the host nation? So things will go against them.
I think yeah, the last 2 games they have played, they have sort of had to like dig deep. And I think it's going to prepare, it's sort of going to, whatever butterflies they had in their belly, I'm sure they would have been losing their wings by now, and maybe even, losing life. They're sort of like waking up to the reality of how difficult this tournament is and how much they could easily be surprised, particularly even the game today, Switzerland. It took almost the last kick of the game before they could equalize. So for me, I think they are hitting reality, and it's going to shape them. Firstly, they've got a crowd behind them. They've got some solid lads. They've got like fighters. I mean, proper fighters. Them. So Spain. For France, France could go all the way to the finals, but winning it, I think, if I see a Germany-France final, Kante could be the difference. But
before these Euros, I was having a discussion with someone, and the guy was like, "Why am I selecting France?" I said, "The coming back of Kante will change a lot of things." The guy was like, "Kante that is playing in Saudi injured. He has been injured for 2 seasons." I said, "Kante will change a lot for France." And look at it in his last 2 games, 2 man of the match awards.
Yeah,
his last 2 games.
I was having a chat with Wasco, Wahab. It's documented on WhatsApp. Before even the France first game, where like Kante is going to be the difference. Like, I posted on my WhatsApp status, this delusional comparison between Declan Rice and Kante by some section of the Arsenal fans, and then I just sort of like and then he came in my DM.
People are comparing Kante
before all this their stupid whatever they get to do on the social spaces. For me, with all due respect to the football club, I think some of them, the world leading most delusional fans, I think Arsenal fans top that list. Trust me. Yeah. They're never almost really critical with their analytics. They're too emotionally attached to their players and whatever. So he came on, he commented, and then he came on, he was like, "Look, this guy," I was like, I agree with him. Conte is going to be a huge plus. And so I'm not surprised, but I just think with the fans, Germany playing at home, urging them. That's the right word. Urging them. I think they are going to have an edge, slight edge. It's going to be like a very tight game if Germany and France plays. Probably maybe like a 2-1 final win, or probably like even 1-0. But like they've got goals in both teams got like goals in them. So I'm 2-1, 2-2, then probably extra time penalty shootout. But if it happens, I'm going to stand with Germany. I would love Cruz.
I see. You're being biased.
Probably I'm just being biased again. Like I think I'm just being biased again. I think I'm just being biased again. But that's not to say that Germany's not got quality. That's not to say Germany's not got like some outstanding players who are supposed to be able to stand, toe to toe with the French side. Whatever French team suits up on the day, you understand. And but for me, all the way, Germany, Portugal, France, these three teams, one of them is going all the way. But Germany, Portugal, personally, and then we'll see what happens. But then again, as the tournament progresses, let's see the dynamics.
Once we get to the knockout phase, we'll talk about
for now the group stages.
Now we just want to talk about the group stage, rounds, and the rest.
I really need my English colleagues back home very early. So I'm hoping they finish second in their group, just so I think if they finish second, they're playing Germany. They're playing the host nation. I think they will be playing Germany if they finish second. Is it Germany or France? Is it Germany or France? I have to check it again. But I know they're playing Germany or France. Should England finish second on the log, on the group stage? They're playing.
So you're expecting Denmark to top England,
bro? Like, what's on the English national team side?
I thought you were expecting England to win that group.
No, they were expecting themselves to win that group. Bro, if you're being very honest with yourself, like the English side, they've got like beautiful players, some amazing players doing well for their club sides individually, but they've not got the best coach there to bring out the best from them. I think 2 years ago was the best time to have let Gareth leave. They needed something new, sort of like a breath of fresh air, a new idea to sort of like guide the team. So just look at his subs, for crying out loud. Who brings on you're looking for calm in the midfield, and you're bringing on Gallagher back to back in 2 games. You're sick. There's something wrong with you. What are you watching? What are you seeing? What are you bringing Gallagher on for? You've got Kobe Minor, press assistant, sitting cool on the bench. You've got Palmer. You can do a dynamics and just go 4-3-3. You've got a Palmer that can decide the game in split seconds. You've got Phil Foden. You're pecking him far left to do what? We saw in the last game, how Foden was in his best when he comes to the middle of the park and picks the ball and progresses himself. He did it twice and he almost, led to a goal. But it's only going to take a miracle if you ask me, because teams have know how to play them. Eric Ten Hag said something after their first game. He said, this is clearly the coach's idea, that they sit back once they lead. And we saw it in the other game against Denmark. Exactly the same thing. The moment they went to go up, Denmark took the game from them. And that was it. There wasn't pressing. Harry Kane, we know him not to be like the best, one of the best, pressing central forwards, but there are a lot of goals inside of him, does a lot of things exceptionally well, especially inside the box. He's a fox, within the 18 yard. But you saw the difference when Watkins came on. You saw the press, you saw his runs, almost even led to a goal. One of the, pass that was, I think it was Jude Bellingham that sent in the forward pass, to Watkins that almost led to a goal that, got saved by the goalkeeper and then went with corner kick. So, you need this dynamics. You shouldn't need to solve, I don't know, the block in his brains. I don't know what's going on with Garrett and his crew, but I just think there should be look, Trent Arnold has no business in the middle of the park, not in a tournament. He can do that in a 38-game season. Try him out for the first 5-6 games. Bruh, you've got 8 games to the finals. You don't do that in a tournament.
In a nutshell,
this is a tournament.
In a nutshell, I think we're on the same page when we say that England is the big, is one of the top teams that has disappointed us the most. So you're on the same page with me. So, anyways, as the competition progresses, we'll keep on talking to know.
I can. Should I have a change of mind and maybe tomorrow go France?
You can change your mind.
I
you can change your mind.
But for now, we don't.
For now, I think France.
Germany.
For now, I've already said France will win the Euros. But if they knock France, I'll change my mind. But for now, France will win the Euros. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you. I mean, you have a very great week. I think, what do we have for the week? Are we meeting anytime later in the week? But I don't know. I have to look up the schedule. But have an amazing week. Always nice chatting with you. Keep doing what you're doing. We're seeing the progress. Just cheers to you. Cheers to every football fan whom have supported us. With your likes. Don't forget to watch. We need to watch us. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, we've been grateful so far. 3 months down the line, you guys have actually done amazingly well for us, having brought us this far. So we're looking for your support, massive support, sort of like spread the news, have a lot of presence, and subscribe to our channels, watch our shows. These are your non-financial support, for the channel, and we appreciate them.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, Ahmed, for having me. Do have a beautiful night. Yeah.